audio on. Alright, there we go. Let me just make sure everything's working, which it is. Wonderful. Remember, Angelo, include your audio, because it's now just turned itself on.
Okay, check on the stream if you can hear me.
Will do. Right, could you say something?
Test. Hello, everyone. Test, test. Test.
There we go!
Yep.
It's working.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So
All
as
right.
long as I don't leave if I don't bring up the Xbox home, it should work fine.
Yeah, if you do that, it does stop working. Alright, so hello everyone. Welcome to RFL Season 10, Round 10, here at Portugal. This is, I think, the second of multiple interesting format races, in which this one is a 25% sprint race / reverse grid, which we will go through the order in a second, followed by a 35% main race. So now I will tell you the grid, because there will be no qualifying. So the grid for today's race is as follows. Let me bring this up. Right, there you go. So Craig will be on pole, or WF1 Fisichella in the Alpine. He will be followed by It's Tops in the Williams. Third place will be A. Bradford. Oss in the Haas. Ballanty in fourth in the Ferrari. Fifth place will be Clumby. Sixth will be Kent 3. Seventh will be F1 Checo. Eighth will be TRC Deton. Ninth, Kislesko. And rounding out the grid in 10th will be championship leader Skullkiller. So, Angelo, we've obviously done this once before, I believe. What do you think will be the key to doing well in this race for these drivers under this different format?
Right, so today we obviously, as you mentioned, have a longer sprint race than we used to have. And I think the key to success for this race is to play with the strategy and with the setup. And set the car up for what it worked for me at the time, to be able to overtake people quite easily for the sprint race, and then have a more conservative setup for the race, main race, the 35% one. So obviously what I would do is go as aggressive as possible on the sprint race, make as many places as you can, and then go a little bit easier in the main one. Try not to cause any accidents, keep it clean, and yeah, that should be the job done for most drivers today.
Exactly, I agree 100%. But the main twist here is the fact that the main race is only 35%, which around this track isn't actually that long. I think it's only, what, 20 laps?
I think
I don't think it's that long.
It must be 20 or a bit more, just a little bit more. It's not that much.
It's around there. Now we are loading into the race. It is bone dry, sunny as can be. So will be no threats of weather for at least the beginning of this race. Again, if anybody is watching this and you want to update the weather, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, we know the grid. So what exactly do you think will happen in the sprint race? Because, you know, we've done a fair amount of these ourselves in older seasons of RFL under a different format. But the concept was the same. Reverse grid, best in championship driver start from the back, and guys who are maybe not having the best start of the season have a great opportunity to get good points starting from the front. But now the difference between this and what we've had in previous seasons is it's a 25% reverse grid sprint race compared to what we used to have, which was 5.
Exactly. Well, obviously, now we have strategy to play with. We actually have to pit for new tires. It's a mandatory pit stop. If you do not pit, you will get disqualified. And
Yep.
that's a thing that
Yep.
it gives drivers, it doesn't put drivers as much under pressure to perform well in the sprint race as it used to, because you get more time to pass people. The guys that are faster know this. They have the time to build up the race and get back to the front, while the pressure for the slower drivers at the front, or the drivers just have had not that good of a season so far, they will be more under pressure because they have to defend more. They have to defend much longer than only a 5-lap race. It's a bit inverted. Depending on how fast you are, this can be a blessing or a curse, this extended sprint race.
Yep, exactly. So I have learned from our birdie in the sky, Mr. Kent 3, that it will be dry all sprint. So it will be a straight fight, and will be basically determined by who does what strategies people use, and how they are executed. So if you were racing this race, Angelo, what would you personally do in this situation?
Go for a low drag setup and get as much aggression out on track. And we are already going.
5 red lights. Lights out. Oh.
Actually, that might be a problem because people
Oh.
have readied up too early.
Okay, the things just come back, so I'm not sure what happened there and why I didn't have UI to start that off. But as we start here, WF1 Fisichella on the medium tires is taking the lead. Because of the fact we don't have formation lap, we can't see the strategy, so I'll try to get that up. And it is everybody on the medium tires down to Kent 3 in 9th, who started on the softs, as well as championship leader Skullkiller in last, who has had an accident. Didn't get to see that because everything happened so quickly. But he's behind by a long margin after something happened to him on the start. Sorry we didn't get to see that, but no formation lap makes it hard for us to kind of do our jobs here. Tops is spun from second. Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
That is
as well as a Mercedes. One of the Mercedes is spun as well, so I'm wondering if there was a collision between them, or they both just made a mistake. Ooh, okay.
They both spun themselves. It is a very tricky corner, that one.
Yep.
It's very normal for people to spin there. So,
we have obviously both raced there a lot, and we have both got to experience that. This track, on the last couple of games, as well as 2021, when it debuted, has been a right pain in the you-know-what. As we come to the end of lap 1, it is WF1 Fisichella who's leading by 2.1 seconds. He has had an amazing start here. Followed by A. Bradford in second in the Haas, followed by Clumby in third, followed by Kisleskos, who's had a really good start to make it up from 9th to 4th already, followed by the 2 AlphaTauri boys, led by Checo, followed by the Mercedes Adeton, who had that weird spin, and then followed by Skullkiller, who's up to 8th, so is starting to make up places. And then he's followed by It's Tops and Valenty that have both had incidents of some sort. Again, we weren't able to see most of them because of the way the race started. So we are sorry about that.
Yes, that is indeed. So, and we have Skullkiller trying to pick up a move around the outside very aggressively.
Should have the grip.
TRC.
Oh, he had a great switchback. Was able to get the grip on
good.
those softer compound tires.
You see, and also the thing I noticed, Kent 3 and Skullkiller are the only 2 drivers on soft tires, so they are going aggressive from the start.
Yep, interesting strategy choice here.
In the meantime, we have WF1 Fisichella who's absolutely flying away.
Yep. He has increased his gap by 3/10, but he loses all his time on the straights, interestingly enough, which tells you that he is running much higher downforce compared to his peers, which goes against what you said earlier, Angelo. And it seems to be working for him, which is interesting, but Kisleskos is absolutely on it. He's up to 3rd on lap 3.
That is a
Only
very nice
3.5
race.
seconds behind the leader.
Very good progression. He's found himself in very favorable positions this race so far, and he looks like he might be the guy to challenge for the lead pretty soon.
Yeah, he is had a great start because he started at 9th and was able to make his way up cleanly all the way to 3rd. And he is fighting for that championship. And with Skullkiller having the issues he's had to start off with, having a good race here could make quite the difference for him here in the championship.
That is indeed the case. That is true.
He's now coming into DRS range of A. Bradford, for 2nd place. He will have DRS this lap, but will he have the straight line speed and ERS to get past the Haas driver?
Space him a bit too far at the moment, and he does not have much ERS deployment left anymore.
Does not, but he has not caught up that much to him, which might be a bit of a worry for the Aston Martin driver, but with the pace he has, it might not matter. As long as he can get up right behind him.
Seems that both are running a lower downforce setup.
Yeah, but A. Bradford is starting to close in on WF1 Fisichella. Gap's down to 1.8, which was what it was after lap 1, so he is starting to slightly make inroads, but I think this is where Fisichella gains all his time, through the tight and twisty Sector 2.
He seemed to have a little bit of a twitch going into the corner there, and he's lost another 10. You think this could be tire temperature related?
Might be. In the parties I was in earlier, I did hear a lot of drivers complaining about tire temps, and you know, Portugal, it's a hot country. It does tend to be a place where overheating is more of a concern, kind of like last week at Paul Ricard in France.
Indeed, yeah.
It's just one of those tracks where it is a problem, and it will factor into either this race at some point or the main race.
Oh yeah, we will see soon how that weather plays out.
Look at the run Kozlesko has. Oh, he's
yes,
really
he's very
close. Oh, he's going to get past him easily here. He's up into 2nd. As It's Tops gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That is not ideal for the Williams driver. As Kozlesko easily gets up into 2nd.
Skullkiller also shakes up a move.
Yeah, he's got past Kent 3 into turn 1. But will Kent 3 be able to fight back down the back straight here at the Algarve circuit here in Portugal? One of my personal favorite ones, it must be said.
I also have to agree, one of my favorite circuits, one I really enjoy.
Yep. RFL Season 8 race winner here.
Indeed. Nice memories. Ooh, Bradford is quite loose on the rear end there. Kozlesko is making inroads like nothing else. He's reeling him in at an alarming rate for WF1 Fisichella. The gap is down to 1.3 seconds.
Yep, he can smell the blood in the water here. He knows he needs to win this race if he wants to really, really close down on that championship lead. Because it was... Hold on, let me pull this up actually. I'll tell you. I probably should have read it out, but I forgot because of the fact that everything happened so quickly with the non-formation lap.
That is true, that is true. The race did start on time. It started at just about 9:05.
So at the moment...
So we didn't have an early start.
So at the moment, Kozlesko is behind by 16 points. So if he wins this race, at the moment, he'll be right behind. He'll be right behind Skullkiller. A win here would do wonders for him. And at the moment, he is currently working towards it, but he's not really closing in on Fisichella. He's maintaining the gap, but he's not really closing in like he was on the guys behind him a couple laps ago.
That is correct. May also be he's trying to save a little bit of ERS because Fisichella has about 4 times the amount of ERS that Kozlesko has at the moment.
Yeah, he's definitely at a disadvantage here.
Yeah, and he also, like, I can imagine he's bidding his time because he does have still 11 laps to make a move, but he should try and see that he does not lose too much time because anything can happen. We could have a safety car at some point and Skullkiller will be back behind him real quick if that happens.
Nope, and we'll be on a fresh set of medium tires as well as Checo gets a penalty. Oh no. For multiple warnings, which I would imagine would be track limits.
Yeah,
now Kozlesko is right out of DRS range here.
Kozlesko just managed to get himself in for this one. There it is. There's the detection point. He was in 0.8 of a gap. Now he can use The DRS.
It doesn't have the ERS though.
11%. Yeah, it's for the number. Also.
Yeah, if you're Kozlowski, you need to bait him into using it. Get him down to a sort of similar number here, because at the moment, he'll just have no chance trying to get past him.
Yeah.
If
that is
WF1
true, yeah.
Fisichella continues to hold his ERS amount.
True. Indeed.
So at the moment, not all that much is happening. Deton has got past Kent 3 for P7 in this race as he has a big slide coming out of turn 9. And now, Kent 3 has its tops in the Williams behind him. He will be looking for a move here. Oh, and he goes for it into turn 10. Ooh, side by side.
Close.
Great respect from both drivers to make that work.
And he's going
to have the inside, and he gets down the inside. It's a great move later on the brakes than Kent 3, and he clears him for P8 in this race. A great move from the Williams driver. So now we got to go back up to the lead because Kozlowski's making a lit move as Fisichella moves over to cover him, and there's almost contact.
Oof,
but Kozlowski gets it done, is into the lead of the race. But he will not have the ERS to defend on this little back straight here.
But maybe that's where his setup comes in. It seemed like, Fisichella is seeing that red light flashing, telling him he does not have any ERS left to defend with. So he's going to play his card, just going to wait a bit. All the way back to the main straight. Yeah.
He just needs to keep in DRS range here. Which you could... Oh, he's got a penalty, though! Oh, no.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was looking up the
He's got a
penalties.
penalty.
I was looking them up, because Lesko's no warnings yet, and we already have people in the pits. Kent 3, Idstops and TRC Dayton have all gone into the pits. So there
Interesting choice to pit for softs this early, given how bad the deck looked for some of the soft runners who started on them.
Maybe they might have managed the tires a bit better. Maybe it works for them to have a longer stint, extract more pace, get an undercut, and then defend.
We'll see.
Towards the
another news: Checo and P4 in the AlphaTauri. Oh, Checo's diving into the pits. We'll try to go for the undercut on the Haas driver of A. Bradford, as Fisichella is also in the pits. I would imagine this would be for the softs.
Has there been a spin into the pit lane? I don't know if Columbia spawned into the pits.
And also, don't see any yellows. I don't see any yellows.
Fisichella got a penalty.
Oh, for speeding.
It looked like he spawned in the pit entry. I don't know. Let's see. Does he have wing damage? He doesn't.
But we will see the penalty situation. Oh yeah, he did get a speeding penalty. That's unfortunate. But yeah, Portugal pit lane's really tough. Because you come on, you're coming off the track at full speed. You don't have to lift at all going to the pit lane. Like, it's a flat entry. So it's a really hard one to get right, I'm saying. Yeah. Now his job's just become a lot harder, but he's going to be going for that undercut on Kozlowski. But if you're Kozlowski, do you think he will try to go longer to be way quicker at the end of the race, or do you think he should pit now and try to cover off the Alpine driver here? He's almost spun!
In the meantime as well, almost.
Well, that will not help.
That is not helping. Well, he knows he has the pace to claw back.
I mean, with 8 seconds of penalties, he does. Yeah, he is in the driver's seat of this anyway.
He does the right thing. He continues.
Yeah, I mean, for him, he just needs to finish within 8 seconds and not get penalties himself, obviously.
Yeah.
But Skull Killer's coming into the pits from third. Gets it down. Does not speed into the pits. Gets it down, and we'll go on to a set of the medium tires. So he will be nice and beautiful till the end of this race with no deg at all.
True. That is true. But he will not have the same pace of the soft runners. Or maybe if he can topple them over anyway, regardless of tire. Then we have Checo pass. Ooh, running wide.
Oh, he's going to come out just behind. He's going to come out behind Clumby in P6. So he's actually clawed back a lot of time here. He could still get a really good result out of this race. And more importantly, unlike the people ahead of him, he doesn't have a penalty.
Yeah, it's true. That is indeed the case. Skull Killer might at best even get second place if anything happens.
Yeah. Kozlowski and A. Bradford both don't have penalties and are both continuing on their sets of medium tires they started this race on.
Yeah, I think that is a good choice because they will have the fresher tires by the end of the race. and that's gonna help him a
Lesko's
lot.
coming in.
And he goes into the pits.
Coming
So
in,
let's
he
see
needs
if
to make sure he
gets-
doesn't speed, and he does not speed.
Nice.
Nicely done on pit entry, as A. Bradford will continue on to take the effective lead of this race, or the provisional lead of this race, as Kozlesko will
No,
pit for the soft tires.
This might play into Bradford's hands as well. If anything happens to Kozlesko now,
It might. He doesn't have a penalty.
Yeah.
He wasn't that far behind them either.
If he can wait a little bit longer, maybe he's gonna get the luck of the safety car there. We have Fisichella.
Oh, he's jumped him though. He has jumped him, but he spun! Oh, he clipped the curb going through turn 1 and he spun the car. Oh, that is so unfortunate for the Alpine driver. He was trying to push as much as he could, and he just clipped that turn. Oh, but Checo's past him, but he's almost spun as well. Yeah, Fisichella just tried to push as much as he could through turn 1, just clipped the inside curb, which I've done this before myself multiple times. Not in this game, but on previous ones anyway. But yeah, it's just, if you clip that curb with these cars, you're going around. It's so hard not to do and get it perfectly right. And he just clipped it too much there. And yeah, the car just does not like it.
Yeah. It's a real
Still a long race to go for him.
We've got 6 laps to make up any deficit. But right now, Checo is the happy man in P3. Also, his birthday today.
Yep.
That would be a very nice
from
birthday
the
present
RFL
for.
family.
That might be a nice present for himself. He can get the podium.
Well, at the moment, he's in a good spot here because he just needs to. Even if he passes him, he just needs to stay within 5 seconds.
He just needs to stay ahead. Yeah.
Been watching. His pace has been good so far.
Seems to be a track which suits quite well for Checo, because he's not that far away from Kozlesko anyway.
Here comes the Alpine. Is he going to get past him? No, he will not have the
no.
straight line speed, even though he has way more ERS.
There goes Bradford.
Bradford is
Going
in
back
pits
on track.
in 4th. He's had a really good run there. So he's essentially put himself into 4th in a clear air, way ahead of his teammate on the softer compound, and will now have fresher rubber than the guys ahead of him to chase down. As Fisichella goes on the move for Checo, he's up to P2. He has passed the AlphaTauri driver, and he's back up to P2, where he was pre-pit stop.
Oh, he goes on the grass.
Yep, he does clip the inside there. But now, for
all
Checo, he just needs to stay within 5 seconds in these last 6 laps.
Yeah,
or 5 laps when we cross the line.
There's a problem. There's a problem for the both of them, and their name is Bradford.
Yeah, he will be cruising up behind them in the meantime, because he will have fresh tires at the end of this race. He won't have to worry about tire wear like the guys ahead who did pit a bit earlier. So he will have that advantage as we get towards the closing laps of this race. Now, Kozlesko ahead by 5 seconds, doesn't have a penalty, has a 5-second lead. If he does not spin, you could assume he does have this race locked up.
Checo seems to be trying to get back at Fisichella.
Oh, he's went wide. Both of them have went wide through turn 1.
That might be another warning for the two of them. Not
Remember, even if Checo gets another penalty, he still has 2 seconds less. And if Fisichella also gets one, then he still is at a 5-second. Oh, but Fisichella moves a bit late there, which I think caught Checo off guard. Is he still going to try to go down the inside? But who's going to get the rear traction? It'll be Checo as he gets the move into P2 again. Great racing between these two in the Alpine and AlphaTauri, but this is allowing Bradford, who even though he does not have any ERS, he is closing on them. And if they continue to fight like this, this could work out very well for him. As well as his teammates.
He's already within 3 seconds, yeah. He's already within those 3 seconds of Checo. So, at the moment, the podium is his if things keep going the way they are.
And another important bit here is they're also losing time to Skullkiller behind, and Clumby, who those two are kind of towing each other along at the moment, with Deton trying to get on in this fight as well in the Mercedes.
Yeah. Race has calmed down a bit now.
Yeah. Fisichella in the DRS again, but he's not going to get close enough on the straight. But these two have once again been setting each other up for that back straight. That's been the place these two have both chosen to overtake each other multiple times, which again, I mean, it's It's a good place to, because it's way smarter
Got
than
a
trying
yellow
to
flag and
send one down. It's
Dayton
Deton.
spun.
Yep, Deton spun in at the
Dayton
exit of
spun in
turn 1. Yeah, it's just that curb. That curb's so hard to get right. Checo has defended the position through through the hairpin and the back straight, but Fisichella is all over him still, pressuring him constantly as we continue on.
Yeah. But
Luckily but smartly for Checo here, he is making him drain his ERS, which will only help him. But he has gone wide, but that will give him the better drive out of the corner. Oh, somebody is spun. It's Kent 3 in the AlphaTauri down in P10. He spun coming out of the hairpin.
No,
So far
not the
from
best
ideal for
races for him.
Yeah, but
so
it's
far.
only a sprint, and he will be walking away with some points. So, not a bad thing at all for him.
Finishing the race, getting points is the most important. So this time,
Here we go down the straight again.
gains a lot of time. Checo does seem to have more pace than Fisichella so far.
Yeah, I think Fisichella is just not even bothering on the main straight. He's really trying to set it up for the turn 4 overtake here. As Checo's gone a bit wide, that's going to give him potentially the run he needs, and he does not have ERS. So for Checo to defend this will be quite difficult, but he's not using his ERS, interestingly enough. So I think he's just content with kind of cruising behind him, because he knows, I think Fisichella knows at some point he will pass him again, because he has 3 times the ERS, and ERS is OP as you know what on this game. Sorry, I cannot think of a better substitute word, my bad. But he knows that.
Yeah.
He knows that. Checo's gone really wide.
He's out front.
But him doing that's giving him a really good drive off of that corner. But now, now A. Bradford is within DRS range of both of them, but he also does not have DRS. But he has way fresher tires than both of them.
Killer should steal a podium here.
Yeah.
If they keep.
He is keeping the gap to his teammate around 2.1 to 2.5 seconds here, so he's keeping it in range. As Fisichella has been way closer than he's been the previous times. Is he going to go for it into turn 1? He is going to go for it, and he sends it, but he goes wide. That's going to allow the Haas through. The Haas has got past both of them.
Nice.
Or he's got past Checo, but he was not able to complete the move on the Alpine, but he'll have a really good chance of doing it here.
That would have been a fantastic double overtake there. That was Fisichella.
He's gonna send it down the inside into the hairpin. Does he get the move done? Yes, he does. But now he's had a bit of an oversteer moment, which could allow Checo back through. But I think that caught him out. Him having that moment there. As now Bradford, in the span of half a lap, went from 4th to 2nd. So really good lap from the Haas driver.
And the other Storkiller and P5
he started to catch it to the back of him too, so he could get a podium out of this race as well.
After the unlucky start,
he's had a really good recovery drive here on the what's been the probably not so ideal strategy here in this race, especially with how his race played out. But he's managed to recover it well, and getting 3rd after being, I think, around 10 seconds behind the main group at the start. It's a really good turnaround for him.
Yeah, after that mysterious bad start he had.
Now Checo's going to try to get past the Alpine. Oh, they're going to be side by side into turn 1. It's going to be a case of who wants to lift and who won't lift. None of them lift, but that causes Fisichella to go off track. Skull Killer's going down the inside of Checo, and he's going to try to go around the outside here.
Oh, he has a lot of ERS.
Yep, he does have a lot of ERS, and he doesn't need to pass either of them either. He doesn't need to make that risk, or take that risk.
And that doesn't need to, but he obviously wants to get these positions on track, because that's what you do as a racing driver. You want to get positions regardless of penalties or not. But so far, so good. He has moved himself to P3.
We now go on board with Kozlesko, who is coming through the last corner. It's been a pretty quiet second half of the race for him, but he's starting P9. He got up to P3 very early on in the race, and he has managed to make no mistakes. And well, in the second half of the race, he used that to his advantage, and he will take a very, nicely done and very well-deserved win here in the sprint at Portugal. He'll be followed up by A. Bradford, who pulled out a very nice strategy, went longer than the people around him, and will manage to take P2 from him. But now, Skull Killer will finish P3. Very good recovery from the Haas driver, and to keep his championship lead at a good amount after what was a very difficult start for him. F1 Checo on his birthday finishes P4. Nicely done race by the AlphaTauri driver.
Indeed.
Valenti finishes P5.
Oh, he's also done a very good recovery.
He snuck himself in there.
After the
Fisichella,
drive-through, he had to do an additional pit stop, but he still managed to get that position. So
he had a really nicely done recovery.
He was surprisingly close by the end to the lead. He wasn't that far, so I think he also has the pace to do something.
It'll be interesting to see how this translates to the actual race.
Yeah, we might have an exciting race in our hands.
Yeah, both championship leaders in the top 3.
Yes, that is true.
Very exciting battles in the midfield.
That too.
So Columbi, so I'll leave off where I was. Columbi, P7. Its tops was P8. Good recovery from the difficult start he had as well. Kent 3 and P9. And then Deton P10. Difficult race for him, but he'll be looking to rebound in the main race.
Let's hope that will be the case, because then we will have an absolute banger programmed for today. Yeah, what did I say? Good race, clean, no accidents except a few spins here and there, and yeah, I do have to say, even see Valenti with the fastest lap as well, by quite a margin too.
Yeah.
So. It does seem
He's showing
to
he
have
has
good
the pace
pace
to do this in the
Right, I'll
race.
screenshot the results so I can get the grid sorted for the main race. And yeah, Skull Killer finished 12 seconds behind. That was about the usual gap he had from the beginning of the race to Kezlesco after that mysterious start he had. We don't know what happened, we didn't catch it, but they seem to be pretty equal on pace.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm excited for this. I'm very, very eager to see what we will get today.
I'm so confused. WF1. So apparently Columbi finished ahead of Fisichella on track, but the game's listed Fisichella as ahead of him. Right, hold on, let me read this. Let me put this up real quick. Okay, so that's not ideal. Thanks, Cody's. So we will see. I guess what's
You have the grid for.
I do have the grid, but I'm trying to see what's happened here because apparently there are some people out of place, so we need to sort that real quick.
Right, no problem.
That's obviously not ideal.
Also, I'm gonna check if the audio works as well, because I left.
Again, if for the people watching this, if there's anything wrong with like the quality audio or whatnot, let me know, please, and I will try my best to fix it. Because last week we did have some technical issues, and we don't want to have that again, obviously. So we are trying to do this bigger and better than last week's.
Thank you for the screenshot. Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, I sent that to you. I'm trying to figure out where the disconnect is here in the result. So obviously we don't want to be having that.
Test.
Okay, so audio's amazing this week. Thank you for that, Ken. It's good to know. So that's good.
Yeah, works.
So last
my
week
audio
wasn't
is
the
in.
best in terms of audio quality, so that's good that it's better.
Okay, so let me change the race distance to 35%. Good, standard. Now I only need to do the grids. Okay. This is the updated grid, right? I can use this. Unless I have to put Columbia ahead of Fisichella.
I think we need to look into it after the race, and we'll adjust the points from there. Because at the moment, we have to restart the stream and all that to go find this. So mine's showing that everything finished as it needs to, but we need to go look into it again at the end of this.
So A, Bradford in second.
Again, if you guys, for those watching, if you want, please put some pre-race predictions in there, because I want to see what people think is going to happen here. Personally, if I had to predict the race, I would say, well, I think the podium will be... I think Skull Killer will win the race because his pace in the sprint was really nice, and he will be starting third this time, so he will have a very good shot at this race. I think Kozlesko will be in second because he also had really good pace, and I think in third, I think third will be Ballanty because his pace in the sprint was amazing, but he did have the issue at the start which messed him up. So if he can have a clean start this time, he should have the pace to compete for the win or for the podium, or just run really high up in this race.
Okay, so I have set up the grid.
Yep.
Let me tell you so you can check as well. Kozlesko P1, Bradford P2, Skullkiller P3, Checo 4th, P5 Ballanty, P6 W Fisichella, 7th is Columbia, 8th is Isotopes, 9th is Kent 3, and 10th we have TRC Detail.
That sounds good.
That is correct.
Alright, so everybody, we can ready up now.
So I will put in the chat that we will go at 21:40, or that might be
39?
40. Let's say 40.
Okay, that's fine, yeah. So you heard it first. We will be going at 40, which is about 4 minutes, or 4 minutes from now. So remember, everybody, load your setups. So Angela, what do you think will happen in this race? What are your personal podium predictions here? Oh, is it?
It's raining! It's raining! Oh, this has thrown the race wide open.
Oh, that's heavy rain. Oh, that's intermediates, yeah.
That is... Ooh, that is interesting. That is interesting. Ooh, this is exciting. We will have a banger.
Yeah, so it will be an intermediate start then.
Yeah. I believe it will be.
Alright, well that throws this up in the air then.
Yeah, I do now. I actually do not know anymore. You were asking me my predictions.
Yeah.
I'd be honest. I have no idea. I have no clue.
So this is throwing this race up in the air, but again, we do not know how long the rain will be for. It could be for 10 minutes, it could be for 30 minutes, it could be for the whole race. We have no idea. But this will make the start of this race very interesting. And now, also, people won't have to run to dry compound tires if it ends up drying up at some point. Oh, rain all race. Oh, we have rain all race. So this will be interesting. This will be very interesting. So this is now the second week we've commentated over a rain race. So to everyone at Tier 2, we are sorry. This seems like now this is the new thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Lesko has said some. Okay.
To quote Kezlesko, he has said the word fuck when asked about the rain. So, yeah, I don't think the driver, by the sounds of what I'm reading, it doesn't seem like people are that excited for this. I can't blame them because this track in the rain is a bit of a POA. So I absolutely do not blame anyone at all because I would feel the same way if I was racing. About to set the record for most spins. I think I'm panicking. Oh man. Drivers are not looking forward to this, and again, I can't blame them because I would not be either.
Oh, that turn 4 and turn 8 are gonna be very interesting for this.
Yeah. So that does make our jobs a bit easier because now we won't have to worry about getting the strategy off the start because we once again are not running formation lap, so we will not be able to see that, which sucks. Since Cody's can't seem to figure out how to fix it, because of course they can't, but that does make our job a bit easier, which for us is good.
True. So I'm just
But Angela,
periodically updating people until when we're allowed to start. I just want to make sure that...
we are exactly 1 minute away.
Yep.
So Angela, I know neither of us know what's about to happen in this race, but I'm going to ask you, what are your top 3 predictions?
My top 3 predictions... I honestly do not know. I think I do have to place Kezlesko and Skullkiller at the top there because we both seen what their capabilities in the wet are in the previous race.
Yep.
But for third place, I don't know.
We will see. This is just throwing this race wide open because all of what we saw the previous 17 laps, we had to see how drivers are at this track, has now went out the window.
Yep.
So we are now once again going into this basically blindfolded. So this will be fun.
Yep.
As it is now 2:40, it is race time. The drivers can ready up now because it is time to go.
Best of luck to everyone, and I am so excited to see who's gonna do well today.
Yes, we are hoping this will be an amazing race. Portugal, at least in the time I've watched, has been a good track as we are coming up to 3, now 4, now 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away. Oh, and away we go as we had a bit of lag there.
Bit of lag,
Time
yeah.
lag.
Good start from both Haas drivers. Good start from Kezlesko, who is...
Skullkiller's up into second. Skullkiller's managed to make it up into second, passing his teammate, which will put him right behind his title rival. As Fisichella's had a good start, getting up to 4th. Checo's had a good start as he's battling with Ballanty for 5th. As the Ferrari's able to go around the outside, but he may get an illegal overtake.
Clean move.
He did do it off
Oh,
track.
he's going down the inside with Fisichella. Oh, Brad.
The Alpine does it. They leave just enough
Ferrari
space.
goes wide as well.
Oh, Ballanty has had 2 offs on the first lap. That is obviously not ideal for the Ferrari driver, but he's had a good start, made up multiple positions here. So he will not care. But he's so far, everybody's had good starts. Clean starts.
Is right up his gearbox.
Yep.
Kezlesko. He's right there. This is going to be an interesting battle.
Yep, he has made the most of the start he could have. Needed to get past his teammate, which he did. Now he is right behind his title rival. Again, there will be no DRS in this because of the fact it's raining. So if he wants to pass, he's going to have to do it all by himself. He will have no assistance from the DRS, which is quite OP around this track. But
indeed.
Fisichella and Force trying to get the run on Bradford for P3. He's got a much better run coming out of the last corner, and he's going to show exactly how you pass on this track in the rain, as he's going to pull up alongside the Haas, and he's going to be right alongside of him going into turn 1. Who's going to brake later? Who's going to be braver? It'll be the Alpine as he gets past him into turn 1. Clean move, clean racing from both of them, as now Fisichella and the Alpine has recovered nicely from his unfortunate penalties in the sprint race to get back up to 3rd. Kezlesko is pulling away. He is out of hypothetical DRS range here. Not that it matters, but he has pulled out a second gap.
Yep. Oh,
As
there's
now
Ferrari with
Valenti's
the Haas.
passing the Haas for fourth. He's got it done.
What a move. He's already
What a
up to
move.
fourth.
Right down into the hairpin. That's how it's done. He's up into fourth. A good start from the Ferrari driver as well. Once again, also making use of the start as much as he could from an unfortunate sprint race. So that'll be something that makes him happy.
Yeah.
Deton's up to P7 after starting last. He's had a good start as well.
He's had a
It's
very
Tops
good
is made
start,
up
yeah.
in position. Clumby's not had the best of starts, but it's a long race left for him to recover. And Kent 3 has maintained position off the line in P10. But it's a long race left for in which lots of stuff can happen and lots of stuff will happen.
And we have
Up front,
yeah, because let's go already
front.
down to 75% ERS.
yeah.
Both using a little bit.
Skull Killer on 92. And at the moment, looking at him, he looks like he gets a much better drive out of that last corner, which is something that, as this race goes on, Skull Killer might be able to use to his advantage here.
And a bit further back in P3, we have Killer being put under pressure by
Yeah, Valenti's
Valenti.
already behind him.
They both have a little bit, they're a bit low on the ERS deployment, and he's gonna show himself in the mirrors, tell Killer, hey, I'm there. Don't open the door, I'll go for it.
Yep, exactly. Just look at the drive he gets out of there. He is feeling good right now. His pace is great. We saw it in the sprint. That he was really fast in the sprint. Now, in the second race, in the rain, he is showing it. Because he has made up, I think, 3 positions now, and he's looking like he could make it 4 here very soon. Skull Killer is winning 4/10 of the race lead here. He's closing up to Kozlowski. And from what I saw, it looks like he's better through the last corner. So could he try to make this move now? We shall see.
Is that 100%? Ooh, he gets such a good entry in that corner.
Yeah, his car through those last 2 corners looks like a joy to drive. Just look at how much better he is able to be through these couple of corners. Not so much this time as last lap, but he still is able to slightly close the gap. But Kozlowski opens it back up on the straight.
Valenti going for it into turn
he's getting
1.
pulled.
He thinks twice about it. He
Just
thinks
does not have
smart.
a straight line speed.
Goes a bit
He's got a bit
wide.
wide though.
He didn't want to rush the move. He didn't want to cause an accident.
Yeah.
He waited for it. He's going to be patient because the guys ahead are not flying away. They're actually getting closer to. They gained 2/10 from them, even to the squabble in turn 1.
Again, it's a long race.
Oh, have a yellow flag.
Oh,
yellow
it's a
flag.
Mercedes. It's
Oh,
Deton,
Deton again.
who was making up lots of positions, but he's just lost the car coming out of turn 3, which I've done it multiple times myself. It is really hard to get that right, especially in the rain.
Unfortunate. That is unfortunate, but that's happened to
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
But
as now he's
a bit-
battling with Kent 3. He's able to keep P9, though, for all of his struggles. His Skull Killer is right behind Kozlowski for the lead of this race.
Indeed. He is really
He's been
close.
slowly catching, but now he's finally there. As the battle for P3 continues, but they're starting to stretch out a little bit from each other.
It's gaining
now-
back again. That's 2 seconds. Within
Yeah.
2 seconds again, P3. This is going to be an exciting race. I feel like this is going to be a close battle for the win. 3 people. I think so far, because Lesko Stalker and Valenti as well. We cannot forget about him, but he's had a 4 exit over the last 2 corners. He's lost quite a bit of time. He's extremely low on ERS deployment at the moment, only at 5% compared to Physical's 46 now.
Speaking of DRS deployment,
Oh, he's run wide,
Kozlowski's
though.
at 60. Oh, there's contact! Oh, there's contact between the 2 championship leaders.
Oh, there's been contact.
Does the Haas car have damage? He did go into the back of Kozlowski's car with his
Maybe
right front
light.
end plate.
Visually,
Is that
there's
damage
nothing
on
wrong.
his Haas?
No.
Yeah,
Visually,
visually
there's
it's
nothing.
fine. But is there some slight damage? So I don't think it shows like actual physical damage unless it's like orange or red.
Yeah.
But he did go into the back of him pretty hard.
We'll
there,
find
so he
out
could
soon.
have minor
We'll find out
damage.
soon. Doesn't
Yeah.
seem to have any because it takes a bit more of takes a little bit bigger of a hit to damage the car. But knowing Codemasters, he may have a red wing, but we might not know it because we
might.
don't see the visual
We
representation.
will see here. I don't think anybody should have to stop in this race. I don't actually.
No,
Is the
they
tire
will
wear
have
different
to.
on
They
35?
will have to because tire wear on intermediates on this game is abysmal. Somebody will try to do the one stop, and I believe the person who will do that might be in a very good position by the end of the race if nobody else picks.
Looking at Skull Killer through that last corner. Checo picks up the first penalty of the race as he is closing in on Bradford 4.25. That's not what he wants right now, but he is still showing great pace and is still closing up to the back of the Haas driver, so it's not all bad.
I think what Skull Killer is doing, he's baiting his left into using his ERS, just slowly draining him because he's still at 100% almost, well, because left is at 60.
Yeah, he's slowly doing it. They're slowly getting there. And I don't think he really looks like he has damage. As Valenti is still right on the back of the Alpine. Still not able to get the move done, but he is still right there, super close, and he's still trying to make this work as neither of them have... Okay, well, the Ferrari does not have ERS, but the Alpine still has half its ERS left, so that would be very difficult. Now, at the front, Skull Killer, yeah, he definitely does not have damage. He's still really close to the back of that Aston Martin.
Yeah, that is true. He's very close. He does feel a little bit of disturbance of the little bit of dirty air that is in this game at the moment. And right now, he seems to have a great exit.
Yeah.
Close, 20%, but it might not be enough.
Oh, he's had a bit of a slide there, trying to get as much of a run as he could through this last corner.
Both of them. He only uses a quick burst, very little amount of DRS.
His less goes down to 55, so he is burning more, which, as you said, will be working into Skull Killer's strategy right now of just baiting him to burn that ERS, because he will be defenseless.
We have another yellow flag.
Oh, Deton is off out of the last corner.
Yeah.
He's went into the runoff. I don't think he's went into the wall though, which is really good for the Mercedes driver.
No, he has not.
Definitely not the start he would have wanted to have here.
I think what I can see, Skull Killer is baiting Gleska at the moment, while Valenti is not. Valenti just wants to get past the Alpine because he seems much faster through the corners, but he just doesn't have the ERS. He's used up all his ERS and just can't get past. Is a killer here.
Yep. He's been working on it. But at the moment, he's just not able to get done, but he does not have ERS either, whereas Fisichella still has half a bar of ERS left. Which will really not be helping his case.
It's the 7th lap he's been stuck. Almost the 7th lap he's been behind him. And I think so far, if you were to ask Valenti if he could draw the back of the Alpine by memory on a paper, I think he would do it pretty accurately so far.
Deton spun again out of turn 9.
Yeah, he's not having the time. Yeah. He's not having a nice time right now.
Still in the points though. Yeah, it's not been an ideal start, but we still got around over half the race left, and he's still in the points. So, it's not all too bad.
Yeah, it's
still a lot of score to fight for.
Valenti getting close again, and there he goes. They make a mistake.
Ooh, he's went wide.
Made a mistake.
He's got a penalty as well.
Oh, he's forced him into an absolute mistake. He's put him under pressure. Now he only needs to get a good exit.
He's going to have to switch back. He's going to have to switch back. He's going to be right there, but he does not have ERS.
Well,
whereas the Alpine does.
He's not using his. He goes down the inside.
Does he get the move? As again, the Mercedes has spun out of the last corner. Oh, they're side by side here.
Side by side, wheel to wheel action.
Trying to go around the outside. Oh, now this is bringing the Haas and AlphaTauri of Bradford and Checo back into this as well, because they are right behind them now.
They're losing so much time to Gleska and Skull Killer.
They really are. But at the same time, this is a podium for grabs here, as Deton is spun again out of, I think, turn 3. So,
turn to the first few
Skull Killer is right behind him into the last corner. There is lots of stuff going on here. I will tell me what's going on back there. I'll try to keep up with the lead group here.
At the back there, so far, nothing is really happening. Checo's staying close. Checo's half spun a little bit.
Well, we saved it. Good save from the AlphaTauri driver. As here comes Skull Killer. He is right behind him. He's not able to get the move done into turn 1. We'll go back to the Alpine as now the Ferrari's trying to go around the outside. Oh, he's gonna have. He's not gonna be there.
Make a mistake.
Yep. He's right there,
pile
though.
on the pressure. He's piling on the pressure on him like nothing
Exactly.
else.
Exactly. He just needs to pile on the pressure, and he probably will get it eventually. I'm not going to say.
If he can't get past him,
definitely,
he
yeah.
seems faster through the corners. But right now,
he's just sitting behind him, because if people do have to make a pit stop, that is basically going to be the main point of trying to overtake someone. Because the undercut slash overcut on intermediate tires will be massive. Especially as we continue on into this race.
Might be the way to go. But obviously, I do not know what the tire wear is on this track in the wet, because I've never done it in the wet before.
Yep. I did, and it was,
done that
you
was
did
2
like,
years ago.
I did, and I think you could get to lap 20 on a set of inters, but that was a 2021, so, yeah.
Yeah, 2021 is the last time I did it. But right now, so far...
We have a... Oh, Skull Killer's right behind him.
Yeah,
right out of the last corner.
Really under pressure
And he
now.
has a full tank of ERS as well. Oh, this could work out beautifully for the Haas driver. Look at the run he gets through the last corner. He's just a bit off because he did wash out in the dirty air of the Aston Martin, but he does have a full tank of ERS, and he's now really burning it. He is right behind the Aston Martin. He can just not get close enough because that Aston Martin is running low, very low downforce, but he has used up half his ERS as he's gone wide. Oh, he's gone wide. This will give Skull Killer the chance on the switchback as they go up
very
onto
close
the little back straight. Here we go.
This
is gonna be his chance to make the move. He's gonna have to go around the outside here into the hairpin.
Zesco's gonna defend the inside line.
Yeah, he's forcing around the outside.
Gonna keep it. Yeah,
he's able to get the better drive out of the corner, and he will keep the lead. But here comes Skull Killer again. I would not advise.
Valencia as well. Valencia on the outside, on the inside now. It's gonna turn the outside.
These two are going at it again out of this corner. He's gonna have to go around the outside.
Oh, it doesn't.
The Alpine holds station here.
The Alpine still keeping the Ferrari behind. I've seen that in real life way too many times. Not good for my mental health, but so far we're gonna concentrate. Oh, there's another yellow flag, and it's
it is the Mercedes again.
Beaton again, yeah. He's not having a lot of fun now, is he?
Yeah, I think he's cooked his tires. Again, long race left, and he's still in the points, so you know, it's not all too bad. P10 is still decent. I think that's what 2 points. Or yeah, it's 3 points.
Has saved up a little bit of ERS right now.
Skull Killer's not that close behind him.
Not this time, not this time. But Valencia's gonna make the move now. He has to make it now.
Oh, here he comes. He's behind him, but again, he does not have the ERS, but he looks like he has the better straight line speed. He's going to be right behind him into turn 1, but he can just not get close enough. He just does not have the ERS in comparison to the Alpine driver.
It's a shame.
Here.
It's an honest shame because he's losing a bit of time behind him. I feel like he could be much faster if he gets released into free air.
Yeah, that's the thing with these intermediate races is even if you're not faster than the guy, you can keep him behind because you just can't. You know, it's way harder to pass without the DRS.
Yeah.
So he's able to keep him stationed through the hairpin again. Good, really good defending by the Alpine driver.
That is
now
really
Skull
true.
Killer is trying to go for the lead again. He's right behind him. His Deton's crashed out of the last corner. Now be a safety car. Oh, that has changed this race a lot, and now everybody
will pit.
Presumably will pit here.
They will pit, and we have Kozlesko and Skull Killer. We have Haas versus Aston Martin pit lane, pit crew battle. This is going to be interesting to see who gets out ahead, because I think they're pretty close in the...
I think they're right next to each other.
I believe they are, yeah. I believe they are.
Yeah, I think Aston Martin's the one directly in front of Haas.
This is going to be interesting.
But the third the third car behind is the Alpine. But the thing to watch out here for is Checo, because he's an AlphaTauri and he will be behind him.
Okay, so
he does have the farthest back pit box out of anyone here. So you could hold up one of these.
Everyone pits. This is going to be a battle between Alpine and Ferrari as well. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, you were correct. They are indeed right next to each other, and yeah, it's clean. It's clean. He actually gained a little bit of time there.
No, really good stop by the Aston Martin boys. So now Checo comes in. Is he able to make up any places? No, because he was in that really tight group with the Haas and the Ferraris. So through the pits, order stays the same. Unsurprising, because F1 pit crews are on this game are pretty automated, but yeah. Now everybody will be going to the end, so the whole strategies they had before have just been thrown out the window. So we will see now how this really changes this race.
That is true, and this is going to give a chance for the people that were struggling with the RS, with, for example, Kozlesko and Valenti mainly as well. He's going to have a fresh supply of the full fresh supply of the RS at his disposal.
But I think the main thing with this as well is now everybody, there will be no more saving, I guess strategizing or whatever it is people are doing here, because now everybody's on the same strategy, and now if you want to pass somebody, you have to do it on track. So you can't just sit behind them and wait for the pit stop.
Exactly, that is true. This race has turned into a very interesting and exciting race. It was already very exciting to see, but now it's even more so. The safety car. Oh, there's a flag.
It's just a safety car.
Okay, that's because it just randomly came up. Okay. Just like, by the way, there's a yellow flag. Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't know that, Codemaster. There's definitely not a safety car on track, and it's definitely not yellow flag conditions. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. Right. So, also I'm gonna check the audio. Audio check.
Yep. Audio is good still.
So it is indeed.
Perfect.
If you back out into the Xbox game bar, it will cut off the audio. So
it does.
As long as I don't do that, it should be fine.
Well, that explains a lot. Well, I guess we learned something every day here, folks.
If you ever struggle with your audio in a stream, remember, do not go on the game bar. Do not press the home button, because if you do, you'll have to re-include your audio.
Yes.
Problem
Twitch
solved.
does not like it for some reason. Not sure why, but it just.
It didn't used to be like that, but now it is. Just small breaks.
Now we will have most likely 10 laps to go here at the end of this restart.
10 to 9, yeah.
So, speaking of F1 racing, while we are under safety car, we might as well talk about the real life race. So, qualifying for the Dutch GP was today. And it was Max Verstappen on pole by over half a second. I didn't get to watch it, but I saw it was like 6/10 or something crazy like that.
Oh yeah.
He was followed by Lando Norris and George Russell, who put in his first good qualifying performance in a long
Alex
time.
Albon in P4, the man of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex Albon. Williams looking really strong today, which was quite a surprise, because they're usually not been too good on these tight, twisty circuits. But yeah, they looked really good today.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, a team that didn't look very good today was our favorite teams of Ferrari and Haas. Both had not the best times, to say it lightly. But now, yeah, long race tomorrow for them to make it up.
Yep.
Zandvoort's usually a decent race, or it's been anyway last year. And so
whereas
now we will go restarting here.
Yep.
Kozlesko will be leading, so he will get to dictate the pace. So if you're in his position, what do you do here?
I would slow down now quite a bit, let the safety car get ahead, and just go full beans. And I would go here, right here. If I could, I would start in the middle of the corner. That's where people least expect it. It might be a bit risky, but I think.
Yeah, he's waiting to catch out the Haas, but the Haas is. Oh, he's gone now. He has gone out now. The
Ferrari.
Oh, the Ferrari's passed him. Oh, it's been a great restart by Lindy, but I think he thought he passed him before the line.
For him still.
Which is weird, because I don't think he passed him before the line. It looked like he was right after the line, so I'm not really sure.
No, even after the line, you cannot pass. It's a bit stupid on this game now.
Interesting.
He was overtaking him, but he couldn't overtake him due to that. It's a shame.
Yeah, that's very unlucky. Because I thought he did it because he passed before the line, or he thought he passed before the line.
You could do that in the last few games. You can't do that now, and that screwed him over. Almost.
Well, another great thing by Codemasters.
And it's random as well. It's random. Sometimes you might get it right at the finish line. Sometimes you have to wait until turn 2 to actually be able to pass people. It's random and it's an absolute ridiculous system. Just a shame.
It is, but it's EA Sports, and we now expect all the not-so-great stuff for them because they prove that they cannot make very good games, as all of us
The game is
FIFA,
good.
Madden, and NHL players have figured out through the years.
This game is good,
well
but
as
it's
FML.
still got its colorful cursing moments.
Yeah.
So
Good,
far,
clean restart by everyone.
Yep, very clean indeed. So far, we have the same grid already.
Oh, the Alpine's lining up a move on Skull Killer.
Oh, Jacob's
too.
gonna wind up. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting.
Oh, so we have lots of things going on. He's lining up a move for
He's gonna
P2
go
on
for
the
it.
Haas.
He's not gonna wait.
He's gonna go for it. Oh, he's done it. He's forced his way through there. Great move by the
And
Alpine
Valenti's
driver
gonna
on
be-
the limit, but great move by him.
Oh, but it switched
Muscled
back
his way
from
past.
Valenti in the
Yeah, and now he's going for P3 as well on the Haas driver. But he's he's had a really Skull Killer's really struggled off this restart. But now he's forced the Ferrari to go around the outside, so that's what he's gonna do.
Oh,
Is he able to get the traction? The other Haas is trying to get involved in this too, but now he's lost time to Checo, who has the brake to not go into the back of him. Lots of stuff happening here. As
And
now
in all
everything's
of
kind of
this-
calmed out again.
Yeah, and in all of this, Kezlasko is the happiest driver on track at the moment.
Fisichella might actually pressure him because he is he's right behind him. But he does have the penalty though, which will hurt him.
It's interesting to see because he seemed to be struggling a bit at the start. Now he's absolutely sending it full beams.
Well, I mean, now that there's no really strategy involved because everybody's made that pit stop. Now everybody's going to be going flat out to the end here. Whatever strategy they've had before is non-existent. It's now just about passing the people you need to pass and getting to the end.
Indeed. So
It's now behind. Everybody's kind of starting to string out a little bit here as Kozlesko sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He has pulled out a second lead over Fisichella, who's now starting to fall back into the range of Skull Killer. So you'd have to think that Skull Killer is finally, I guess, recovered from what it was he was struggling, which may be low tire temps.
who's got a penalty? Valenti?
Oh, Clumby?
I know Clumby.
We
Sorry,
will-
I can't see the name tag because
was
of the
Clumby down
cardio
here.
overlay.
We will go over penalties on around lap 20, so if you guys watching this want to see it, it will be then. So we will show it, because we don't suck unlike some other leagues who never do it, but yeah.
Again, Valenti is on almost no ERS. He's already used up all of it, and now he's going to be so much more tough.
Yeah, he's going to be really vulnerable
overtake.
to this. Yeah, he's going to be really vulnerable to the Haas of A. Bradford. I was trying to figure out when he can make this
he's
move.
hit the curb
Oh,
and
he's
gone
went wide. He's followed the Alpine 2 cars ahead of him, who also went wide. That's now Fisichella's fallen right back into the claws of Skull Killer, who has recovered from his struggles on the restart and is now back into his zone. Yeah, I think he was probably struggling for low tire temps. Warming intermediates on this game is not very easy, shall we say. But now he's going to have the run on the Alpine driver. How's the Alpine going to defend this? Because he knows that the Haas will be probably quicker at this point in the race, but he's going to make him go around the outside. But he's went really wide.
Well, and he runs wide.
Well, this will give the Haas the inside, and the Haas is able to get past because he just went a bit wide there. Which, I mean, he had to outbrake it, so you know he had to do what he had to do there, right?
And the inside line and that, as well.
Yeah. So you don't want to clip that inside curb, and making that inside line work, especially in the rain, is really hard. But now Skull Killer is back up to P2. He is back where he restarted. And now he can try to chase after Kozlesko for the lead.
Yeah. 1.3 seconds now.
Yeah. 1.3 seconds. It is still attainable. And he is already caught up to 1.0 seconds. So we will, but he does, he still has more ERS than Kozlesko as well. Interesting to note.
Very good management. Very good management.
Yeah. So now Clumby is trying to pass its tops for P7, but he's went a bit wide. Will that give him the better drive out of turn 11 here? No, but he will be right behind him to try to make the move down the start-finish straight. As long as he can line these last couple of corners up. The Williamses went wide. Oh, he's almost hit him, but he was able to keep it going. Now through the last corner. Is he going to get the drive out that he needs here to try to make this move? No, but he will be able to follow much better through this last corner because he won't be in his immediate dirty air, which makes it an absolute POA to pass people here. Oh, and he's going to pass him. Yep, he's going to get it done here. With straight line speed in hand, he gets it done into turn 1 as A. Bradford's got a penalty in P5. Yep. Good moves all around here.
Oh, and good exit
As
from
Valenti has closed back up to Fisichella for third, and Skull Killer's closed back up to Kozlesko for first. So we are back to where we basically were prior to the safety car.
Yeah, basically the same positions again now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Checo battling A. Bradford for P5, so we've basically
penalty,
returned back to where we were
one.
before, but he's got a penalty. Oh no.
Again, another one, yeah.
Oh, as Bradford behind almost loses the rear, and now allowed Checo through. Checo's gonna get past for
takes
P5
up the straps
as I went
and
the
says
wrong
thank
way.
you.
That is not
he goes
well
down
for
the
me.
inside.
Oh, but he tries to go down the inside. Checo's went off the track, and he's had to concede the position there. That is not worked out well for the AlphaTauri driver. But brilliant from the Haas driver, who, even though that may have not been, I guess, morally the best thing to do, right? But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and in this case, it worked.
Caught him off guard and made him run
caught him off guard, exactly.
Pretty good move.
Yep.
And the man in red is gonna try and upset the man in blue in front of him, but not close enough.
Yeah, we kind of returned to the previous issue both drivers were having.
He has to go for it. He has to go if he wants to make the move.
He's going for it. He's going to the inside line this time. Is he going to force him out? No, they're going to stay side by side up the hill.
Do not. Oh no. Okay, he has to go down the inside for this now. But no, he tries the outside.
Yeah. Oh, he's just
tapped him a little bit.
Yeah, Fisichella and that Alpine is putting on a Sergio Perez Minister of Defense type performance here today. He has absolutely been brilliant defensively, especially despite with validity for what is essentially the last podium place.
That is not a penalty though. No penalty for. Let me see. Does he even have a warning? Oh yeah, he just got his second warning. Valenti's got his second warning, so another one, and he's penalized.
Yep, but luckily for him, the car ahead of him, Fisichella, has 2 penalties, at least, and the cars behind him also have penalties. So for him, as long as he doesn't get another 4 warnings in these last 4 laps, he'll be good. A Skull Killer, once again, is starting to close back in on Kozlesko. The gap's kind of stagnated at half a second, but you gotta wonder if he's saving ERS here.
ERS at the same exact time. Yeah. They use it at the same time.
But Kozlesko has significantly less. He's only at 32.
Yeah, he's literally got half of what the Skull Killer has, yeah.
So for Skull Killer, is his plan to make this overtake on the last or penultimate lap of the race? As he continues to drain his ERS. Because last time I looked at Kozlesko's ERS, his was 57. And now it's 36. So he's definitely draining it. And he's draining it a lot.
True indeed. I think this is
Bradford and Checo are having a great battle once again for P5. Bradford defends the position through the hairpin, but now they are both trying to figure out ways to either A, keep from behind, or pass. As we're now coming into the final few laps of this race, only 3 to go once we cross the line here.
This race has flown by like nothing else. It's been so much fun to commentate on this.
Absolutely. Now, Skull Killer, once again, right on the back of Kozlesko. 92% ERS, with Kozlesko only having 50.
It's crazy the amount of... Last year's game was almost impossible. I know it's intermediate conditions, but it was almost impossible to save ERS, and he's been making it look easy.
No.
But I think
Kozlesko's burning a lot down the straight. He's down to 25. Goodness, may be the Haas driver's strategy here.
Yeah, he needs to save a bit of ERS now. I think this is what I meant with going with a little bit lower downforce setup, which gives you the edge on the straight line. This is exactly what I meant with that. Because then you can keep people behind you, and you also get to play with your ERS a bit more, thanks to that.
Yep. We will see how it ends up, though. Because have we Skull Killer? I don't think I've really seen him, exception of last lap, use full ERS down the straights. He's been you know, tapping the button every now and then, but he's not really fully dumped it out on the straight until last lap anyway. But now,
yeah,
this will be the point where he really has to.
I think
He could push as much as he wants in these last 2 laps because he has almost an entire battery to play with. This Kozlesko only has 30, so he only has like a straight worth of DRS now.
I think the rest has settled down now. I think this is most likely what we'll have in terms of finishing positions with the penalties then. But
We
so
will
far,
see.
So
2
far,
laps to go. Still lots of racing
Let me
left.
update you real quick on the penalties if we have any. No warnings for Kozlesko, no, and I believe
Sector 3, Kent 3's lost it, coming out of the, was that turn 15? Oh, here comes Skull Killer. He's really close. Is he going to send it down the inside? He sent it down the inside.
Yellow flag.
He's backed out of it at the last minute. But is that going to have set off Kozlesko enough where he can get the run up the straight? He's going to use all that battery he has now. He's going to be right behind him going into the hairpin at turn 4. Is he going to go for it? He's going for it. He's going to have to go down the inside here. Is he going to get the drive out on board with Kozlesko? Is he getting better traction? Kozlesko gets the better traction, but the Haas driver will have the better line.
It's not enough.
Yep. Oh, the Haas drivers made the overtake with a lap and a half to go. He has passed Kozlesko for P1 in this race. It was a matter of time with the way he was looking at this that he thought in his mind he could easily get this done. And he's went and done it. He waited for the opportunity. He saved up his ERS and he had it to make it work.
But right now, he does have more ERS to play with, but I believe that Kozlesko had a bit more straight line speed in his setup.
We will see.
So
he only has 30%.
If he can stay close, he may come back at him.
Yep, we will have to see. He only has 30%, which is only worth the straight. So he's going to have to dump it all out here. But Skull Killer will have way more to play with, but Kozlesko's not lost that much time, so he could easily do this here if he does have the straight line speed advantage, which you can see he does.
He's got way more
here he goes.
Speed.
How's Skull Killer going to play this? He's going to leave the inside line open, but he's going to, it's going to be a matter of who brakes later. Oh, they're trying to go side by side. Skull Killer's had to go off the track.
For the lead on the
Kozlesko, the inside line. Oh, I went to the wrong car. My bad. Kozlesko's done it. But he's going to have the better run.
He needs to defend the inside
now. Here comes Skull Killer. He's going to once again try to do what he did last lap. He's going to have the inside line again. He's going to have to do what he did last lap. As he gets it done, does he get the traction? Oh, he's had more traction. Kozlesko's out traction.
Come on.
Oh, they're going to have to go side by side, but there's contact.
There's a bit of contact.
And he's drove around the outside. Oh, but there's more contact. Skull Killer's taking the lead of the race, but Kozlesko spun! Oh, he spun! That might cost him the podium! He's lost the podium! Oh, no! Oh, Kozlesko, he tried to push, but he's just lost the back end half spun. Oh, and he's lost what would have been second place. And now he will finish.
That corner again.
Yeah, just out of turn 9. But for Skull Killer in P1, he's done when he's needed to. He's done it when he's needed to. And he made the moves when he needed to. And it will be another win for the Haas driver. And he will extend his championship lead after what was a very disappointing sprint race for his standards. But he's done what he's needed to, and he will take the win here at Portugal to go back-to-back. Fisichella finishes P2, but he'll drop behind Valenti, who finishes P2. Kozlesko does still take P3, but you got to think in his mind he will be very disappointed with that. Checo finishes P5 ahead of Bradford, but Clumby's jumped both of them. He finishes P5 in this race, with Checo in 6th, Bradford in 7th. It's Tops crosses the line for P8, and Kent 330 will take P9 here. Good points for him, even though it wasn't the best result, or it's not what he would have hoped, but good points. And yeah, it'll be TRC Deton in P10, who did retire early on in the race, so disappointing for him, but yeah, clean race. Good battles. That was good.
Exciting, and well done to everyone. I believe that's the Ferraris and the Alpines first podium. I think for Fisichella and Valenti, both of them. I think first time. Oh no, wait.
No, it's Kozlesko in third.
Kozlesko's on the podium, because Fisichella had the penalty.
Yeah, because he had the penalties. So, Angelo, with all that said, driver of the day. Hit me.
Driver of the day. It's difficult. I think it's I think Kozlowski for the performance he did in the sprint race, and Skullkiller for the performance he did this race.
Yeah, that is fair.
Main
That
one.
is fair. I think, yeah, I can't say I disagree with that, because Lesko dominated the sprint race, and he did what he needed to when he did to. And then in the main race, Skullkiller did the same, was patient with his moves, saved the ERS, and made the move on the penultimate lap. And yeah, just good battling, great racing, and that's what we love to see here.
And I played it very well. He played it very smartly with making the move where he did, instead of making it on the main straight. He did it where you wouldn't really expect an overtake to be done.
Yep, really good racing between the two, and that's what we love to see here. That's what we want, and that's what we love to see when it happens. So yeah.
Yeah, this
Very good
fantastic
drive.
race by everyone. Very good. Was lots of fun. I enjoyed it today. Well done, lads. Well done.
Yep.
But
yeah. So the final results are: Skullkiller wins the race, goes back to back after also winning at the circuit de Paul Ricard. Valenti in second, Kozlowski third, Fisichella fourth, Clumby fifth, Checo sixth, Bradford seventh, it's Tops eighth, Kent 3 ninth, and rounding out the grid was TRC Deton. I got that done in time. Yes.
Yep. So now we'll see in case we get any maybe penalty removal requests, right?
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see that after.
Mr. Angelo, would you like
Yes.
to do podium interviews?
Do we do them?
I mean, we haven't, no, but we got.
I think most have actually left already.
Yeah. Well, again, this is only our second time doing this, so we will continue to learn every week. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. That was a great race. I'll have it uploaded on YouTube at some point, but yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Congratulations to Skullkiller, our winner, and the rest of the podium finishers, and the rest of the drivers for putting on a good show, and just driving very well throughout the race. So yeah, thank you guys
Sure.
for watching, and see you next week.
Agree.
And thanks, Angelo, for being here.
Of course. Thank you. Right. Bye-bye. everyone.
See ya.